Hi guys, this is Rogers123 here, and if you guys are seeing this while you've seen the cool intro at the beginning, that is the art piece that I'll be presenting in this video. This is not your typical video that you guys usually watch. Usually I'm doing gaming, or once in a while I'll do this thing called channel update, so I'm just calling this a channel update, but at the same time it's a school project, so it's a mix of both. So it's a shout out for my channel, and it's a shout out for not really a shout out, but just finishing my final art project for the year. So this art piece of the title is called Balance and Peace, as in light is in dark, dark is in light, which is a yin yang, which is perfect balance. Now, the point of the art piece is to show how my channel is balanced. My channel is balanced through upload timings, as well as like the art I do, as well as like the content I present. I am a live streamer, so that also I had to figure out a balance between live streaming and uploading, as well as like everything else, like work, school, things like that. So then, you know, I thought of the yin yang, and then I was like, you know, I should probably put work into something like that, because I've been going through this process over the whole year. Now, just now, I started to get more popular on YouTube, which is pretty cool from all the shout outs I've been getting from other people I know, as well as like advertising and that, which also helps. So that's why I was also inspired to do this art project of the yin yang in the middle with my logo, and then the spiritual dragons on the sides being a past reference, which I'll explain later. So I have been doing a lot of graphically animated things as well beforehand, so if you guys don't know what those are, I'll bring you guys through with those right now. And then now we're here. And before I made this, or the project recently, which is, you know, the intro, school art project and stuff, I made this one. And I was inspired to make this one because I've been listening to a lot of like retro type music, and that's also the music that you guys kind of heard at the beginning. Plus my YouTube channel is based around a retro theme, kind of 1980s stuff, because I always kind of found interest into it. And then this is also just like an advertisement screen, so on stream, if I'm ever away or something, I'll show this. If you guys followed me before, you probably would know this as well. So what I want to communicate to the viewers is that my channel is balanced through upload timings, as well as my creativity, which I explained earlier, as well as the art piece is conveying that I'm there for the kind of like because when you have a YouTube channel and a live stream platform, you gotta actually show to the community that you're there for the community. You're not just there for the money and stuff. Like, you actually enjoy your job, because that's what you are. You're a creative entertainer. And you gotta be creative to be an entertainer, because if you're not, then you'll fall behind on those important things that you gotta present to the people and the public, expressing your inner creativity. Some misinterpretations of this art piece would be like, maybe they think it's like a kind of like a disco type thing. I don't know. I looked at that and I thought that was also what came to my mind, which isn't a bad idea. It's just it is a yin yang. That's not really what it's supposed to be, but you know, that's also one thing. Oh, some people might think that the creatures in the background might just be plain, you know, creatures. They're just there. They don't mean anything. But really, it's past reference to past ideas that I've done, which they're like, I had the idea of thinking of a dragon, but not just any dragon, but a spiritual type, like a spirit dragon. So it's like there, but it means past reference. Like, as in, I made a banner for my YouTube channel, Once Upon a Time, which was a while ago, last year sometime, or the year before even. And from there I developed, I put like 2 kind of like pixelated dragons on the side of the banner. And since that's an old banner now, that's probably one of the most iconic things about it. So from taking that iconic design of a dragon, I decided that if I'm to reference that past subject of that banner in this art piece of the yin yang, which means peace and balance, then I'll have to reference that through spiritual dragons. So since it's the past, it's long dead, and there's always a new beginning to things, I'm like, I'll just do the spiritual dragons to really show that past reference. And they're also looking down on the yin yang itself to really show peace and balance, as in light and dark. So something that I learned about myself in general and just throughout this year of being in art class for my final year of grade 12 would be that I've learned I have many patience and patience to do longer art pieces. Like for example, the first art piece I did at the start of the year, I didn't even realize it was going to take that long, and I did take longer on it, not just because well, no, it was a lot because of timings, and I have other things to do as well. But at the same time, I got bored of those pieces. But to really convince myself towards those art pieces, to get those art pieces done, it took a lot of effort and time and patience. So I learned that I've grown even farther in patience than I usually am, even though a lot of people that I know personally say I have a lot of patience for certain things. But that's also why. And if you guys don't remember this art piece, this would be it right here. Which, it does look really good, but I still think I could add more to it. I'm going to leave the art piece how it is now, because I don't want to touch it anymore, because I don't need to, nor do I want to. But if I did want to put more effort into it, there could be more added to it. I'm not going to say where, because this is not what this video is about, but that's just showing more what I've learned about myself. I've also learned that through doing these different projects, and it might only look like a few, but though, like the first one that I've ever made, which is the Stream Starting Soon one, took 6 hours to do, not just because I was just doing it plainly, but because I had to teach myself how to use Adobe After Effects and Photoshop. Now in this art piece, if I'm to describe it further, I did use a gradient for the background in Photoshop instead of using a retro background or making my own retro background. Sometimes I'll take backgrounds that I find and either like pay for them or something like that because I'm too lazy or it's too time-taking to make that background that I can see in my head. And if I find something decently close to it, I'll take that and then edit it to my liking, so then I can further evolve my art piece as it is to speed things up. Because one of the biggest things you should always do in art is take the easier, not take the easier way out, but the best way to look at it would be always cheat if you can, because is it really cheating or just thinking correctly in the way of this is the strategy that I gotta take and this is the best path that I can take. So from further evolving myself, I've learned through art techniques, I've learned patience, I've learned to create new things not just by drawing or just doing rough sketches and then just kind of painting or things like that, but also through graphical art as well. Now, I probably should have said this at the beginning, but just to say what this art piece is, it's two-dimensional. It is obviously an independent project since I did do this all myself, as usual. I did use Adobe After Effects and Photoshop, as well as a Adobe Media Encoder to process it after, as well as a few other things to touch some things up, which I do see that I could add more things to it. I just haven't learned to do those things yet, and I'm still trying to figure them out. I'm not going to mention those, but I think you guys could probably tell if you know what I'm talking about. And I believe that is it. So if you guys have any comments, by the way, or any suggestions, there is down below in the comments. And if you did like this art piece, check my channel out, subscribe, or like the vid, because this is also shouting out my YouTube channel. And if you enjoy gaming as well, it is 18 plus rated, because there's swearing in it sometimes, because, you know, a competitive mind sometimes can get out of hand. But if you guys want to check those things out, you can. I do daily uploads every week, as well as I stream on a certain schedule on Mixer, so you guys can also check those out in the description, because I'll have all my stuff there. And then I hope you guys also enjoyed this type of presentation. I don't know if anybody else did this type of presentation, but I was like, since I'm really building my YouTube channel more, and there's more people subscribing to my YouTube channel, I thought this would be the best way to open up my YouTube channel further to people that are around my age or younger than me, or in general in the school that I'm at now, before I do graduate. And if you guys didn't know by now, I am gonna try and take a year off for this stuff, because I am very close to monetization, which means making ching or money, in other words. And that is my final art project for the year. I hope you guys enjoyed this. I know I did. It did take some time and effort through studying and making time for that as well, but at the same time, for the last few days, I have been just staying home, because we're done all our tests and things that have to be done. So then I was like, might as well just stay home, work on this, study, and do other things as well, as like stream when I have time or when I want to take a break. But overall, I hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next one. If you're a subscriber to me, or if you're one of the people watching at school my YouTube video right now, well, I hope you enjoyed the presentation. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.